in Vegas last Friday for UFC 167 on our big broadcast over there, Phil.
Right.
And what a card, man. It was loaded from top to bottom. But all anybody can talk about is the main event and what happened between George St. Pierre and Johnny Hendricks. Now, you guys, as fighters, you have to deal with this kind of stuff all the time. Judges, and Phil, you just came off.
Just went through it.
You just came off a very controversial victory, so you were on the other side of things over Lyoto Machida, where everybody was either going one way or the other. And then
Hell yeah, Phil, that was legit.
But judging is part of the sport, and if you let it go to the judges, this is kind of what can happen, right?
Bert says it.
Yeah.
What is it? What's Bert say, Phil?
Every single time he says,
in the back,
in that fight, on your own terms. If you leave it to the judges, they'll make you cry. Every time.
I'm pretty sure Johnny Hendricks is crying.
Yes.
So, what did you guys think? We'll start with you, Phil. What did you think of the main event, and who do you think won?
Well, when I was watching it live, I gave the fight pretty handily, 3 rounds to 2 rounds, to Johnny Hendricks.
Right.
Really?
That's what most people did. Yeah.
But after I saw the scorecards,
hold on, Phil did research and look for scorecards because he wanted. He was doing homework on this, man.
No, it's deep, man. I take it personally.
It's your job, yeah.
So the scorecards were pretty unanimous. 2nd round to Hendricks, 3rd round GSP, 4th round Hendricks, 5th round GSP.
The first round was the controversial round.
Okay.
But no one thinks of it as the controversial round. So
I didn't
first
either,
round, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty. Both guys have great energy. They're doing big stuff. GSP got the first takedown.
Yeah.
Johnny Hendricks got the second takedown. Both great exchanges back and forth. Who do you get that round to? Both guys are fresh. You got to kind of give it to the champion.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Thank you, Phil.
See, I didn't see it that way. When I looked at the fight and I saw that first round, no doubt he got the takedown, but he didn't hold. I mean, he held him down for 10 seconds and he got back up.
Right.
Whereas Hendricks, I thought, did damage and I thought he controlled the round. Where I thought it was pretty clear he won that round. But I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder and whoever you think wins it. But man, when you look at their faces afterwards, and GSP is just, I mean, he is decimated, and Johnny looks as fresh as when he walked into the fight. You go, well, why is that not taken into account? You know,
I understand for sure because when you look at the pictures.
It's clear who won the fight.
Words. Yeah, you don't even know if Hendricks fought that night or not. Mr. Hendricks fought. You know?
The beard
there's
covers
no red
so
lines.
much. The beard covers so much.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, Brandon, when you watched it, what were your thoughts?
Same thing. Really close fight, but I think Hendricks won because it seems like he wanted the win more.
Of course.
Like he was working more on top, and GSP was doing the GSP thing.
Yeah, I see that.
I mean,
like the rounds that Johnny Hendricks won, I mean, he really won.
Yeah,
I agree.
You know, so it's like you kind of go, that's not taken into the way they score these fights. It's still boxing with the 10,
it is
10-point
each
must
round
system.
is its own
so it's
separate
weird.
Thing,
But Brandon, don't you think, and Eddie, do you think that the champion needs to be taken into account? The fact that GSP has been the champ for 10 years, can that be taken into account or no?
I wholeheartedly agree. Yes, because you have the belt. You have to give him the respect, and he does get that extra. I hate to say it, he gets the nod. He gets the extra nod,
He got that in the first round. You know, it's even Steven.
I thought so too,
The
Phil.
first
I
round
thought
is
the first
always the hardest round to score. Even in two guys that are unevenly matched, you know, somebody needs to get beat down in order to win the first round.
No, I agree.
Both guys are fresh.
That's very true.
And so after the fight, the scores are announced, and it goes to GSP. Everybody's freaking out. Everybody's going nuts. And then GSP gets on the mic and basically says to the world that he's hanging it up. And it was shocking to hear.
He didn't say he was hanging up, though. He didn't say he was retiring. He never used the word retire.
He said he was going to step away from the sport for 1 or 2 years.
He intentionally never used the word retire.
The R word.
Yes.
Even when being pressured to use the word retire.
I'm not saying that word. That's a bad word.
So what were you guys thinking when he said that? Do you get like that mentality where you're, where you've had enough and you need a break, or what were you thinking, Phil?
You know, I can see where he's coming from. He's been in that spotlight for a long time. He needs a break. I don't know exactly what he's going through, so it's hard to say.
Right.
But, it's
mentally draining, right?
Sure.
Fighting and doing this thing and being the champ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never been there, but
you will be,
I can imagine.
You can imagine. You get there. You get there, P. Diddy. You get there.
Close.
I can imagine, man.
Number one contender.
Hey, what's up?
So, he's been through it all, man. He's been through the fire a long time, and I hate to see, like, and now Dana's like, oh man, he's going to fight again. Trust me, he's not retired. And I don't know what that looks like when a man says, I don't want to do this anymore, and you put him back in
and you
there.
make him. Not fighting, man. You can't make anybody fight.
That's
man.
a good point.
Yeah.
Brandon, is there something to be said of the heat of the moment? You just went through a war where you got smashed, and they stick a microphone in your face and go, your thoughts.
Because imagine Anderson, when Mr. Silva, when he lost, he was like, well, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. 3 days later, he was like, hold on, man. Yeah, I want to fight him again now. You know, so I think, but the only reason why I'm kind of hesitant about making a decision one way or the other with GSP about his thoughts on fighting is because I've heard him say before that he's tired of being hurt and he's tired of surgeries.
Right.
I've heard that before, you know, and I hear a lot of fighters saying that they're tired of being hurt, they're tired of surgeries.
You know a little bit about that.
A little bit, man. The surgeries are awesome because you count backwards from 10, you don't even make it to 7, and you wake up and you lost time.
And you're fixed.
But yeah, you're fixed. But the bad thing is the rehab after, man. The rehab and not just the rehab. Rehab for normal people would be an amazing feat to accomplish anyways.
Sure.
There's injuries that fighters deal with where they might not fight again. But in their brain, they're going to make everything okay so that they can fight again, you know? And how many times can you rebuild and do that?
That's tough.
Yeah.
And GSP has been there longer and with the world watching him more than anybody else.
Dominating.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things for him. So I don't know. Maybe he spoke from his heart that evening. And maybe he needs to take some time off and figure out what he really wants to do, especially after that fight. Right?
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's even worse because every time when you come back, you get back into the gym setting, and you got guys that are, you know, eager to get better, and they're in the gym. And it's like, especially him, he's got a young Rory McDonald underneath him. Every time he comes back into the gym, Rory's better. He's bigger, he's stronger.
Still in shape.
You know what I mean? Still in shape.
And you're bringing in other fighters to, you know, that also want to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, and he's only getting older, you know?
And you're coming off of, like, you know, torn ACLs, and these aren't, you know, small injuries.
Sure.
These are big-time injuries.
Yeah,
so.
they're not. It's not like you broke your pinky.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's mentally draining. So, but I mean,
and if you got money like that, man, you have the option to retire.
He's got the option.
If you got to put money away, that's another thing too. You get the option.
Sure.
You know, so we'll just wait and see.
It looks like they're going to have a rematch, though, and which I think most people want to see.
Yes.
It's going to be big.
If and when that happens, I really hope and pray and sending good vibes to GSP that it's just on his terms.
Right.
Take your time, brother. Heal up and do your thing before you want to come back.
I would think it would be, though. I mean, don't you think GSP's not going to give in like that?
What make you think that?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Look
that...
at their faces.
Yeah. When you have a meeting,
gosh, look at this
when
stone
Dana
cold
White,
What's that?
Oh, my God!
when Mr. Dana White calls you into his office,
the phone call.
yeah,
But even if it's GSP, even though he has the belt, even though he's been champ for over 10 years, even
you
though
are
he
never
won,
bigger than
You're
the
never
sport.
bigger than Dana White.
You are never bigger than the UFC.
You're never bigger than Joe Silva.
Dana's doing like a media tour right now,
Yeah.
basically telling
Promoting
everyone,
it,
he's not retired.
Oh, yeah. You know those big checks we've been writing?
You know, I get it from Dana's point of view, and I get it from the UFC's point of view. But you know,
business.
just take your time, man. Do your thing. Find yourself, and go relax, man. That was
So real quick,
that was a rough one.
Phil, what's next for you, my friend?
Man, I have nothing.
Waiting for that title shot.
You have these guys mixed up. You know, John Jones is still not fighting, and he's supposed to fight Glover, Teixeira, and obviously Alex is your guys' teammate, and he's sitting there, and so you're there at like third, waiting, and you're like, well, who do I get? Right?
No, he's not third. He's number 2.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Because Alex had a shot. No, I love Alex to death, but Alex had one shot, so you have to pull back a little bit. Teixeira's next, and Phil's right up.
Right.
Alex is right behind Phil.
Yeah.
Alex right behind Phil. I'll say it.
There you have it.
So you're just waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for the phone call.
Waiting for the phone call. I'll take whatever fight gets me next in line, man.
So if John Jones is still hurt and he's not able to fight, and they say, Phil, we want you to fight Glover,
Done.
done deal.
Yeah,
Oh, that would be a sick
love
fight.
to see
That'd be a sick
that.
fight.
Love
Literally
to
never
see
been a
that.
time where I said, "Oh no, we can't fight."
Yeah.
That's not how the boys at Alliance roll. They'll take any fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just say okay.
All right. We've monopolized your time enough. Get back out there, you guys. Sign
Yes,
those
sir. Thank
autographs.
you, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
This is going on until 10 o'clock. Our big charity drive for the Philippines, 9660 Granite Ridge Drive. Come by, meet Phil Davis, meet Brandon Vera, Chris Liebens out there, Joey Beltran, Jeremy Stevens. I mean, it's a who's who of the UFC and MMA. So go check it out. More of the show when we get back.
Thanks, Eddie.